Welcome everyone to the Pantheon. I am Ray,
I'm Evy.
and today we're looking at Jessica Jones season 3. So, Evie, give us your thoughts towards Jessica Jones.
The third one,
Yeah.
I really liked it actually. It just the total new new slant on it in that the sisters they're both back, right? And now Trish wants to be PI. She's just living her own life, just looking at the world for herself, and just she's trying to be her own person.
Yeah. No, she's really under the shadow, like really going, like not under the thumb, but like really looking at Jessica as a role model. Even though they're at odds, starting off
Yeah.
in the series. But I watched this recently, and
Mm.
this is the kind of this kind of series that I could probably watch maybe one or like the entire season one or two more times, because I just thought it
Yeah.
was such a really good like episodes. Like I know Kristen Ritter directed the second episode
Yeah.
where you see Trish going through the montage of training. That was
Yeah.
directed by Kristen Ritter. That's her first time directing. So
Okay.
I just loved everything. I loved Salinger. I
Mm.
liked Eric. I liked all the characters. I like where this was going. This I think is probably next to the character of Kilgrave. I just really enjoyed everything about this particular season.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm. So give us the quick rundown.
Of the
Oh,
whole
just the
series.
season. No, just the season after, just the season,
Okay.
or just whatever you can, like a summary
Okay.
of what's about.
Well, Trish wants to, I guess, live her own life, so she's being a PI, and they're looking at her life now, who she is now, and she's not focusing
Right.
on I guess her job, but she wants to know about who she is. I don't want to say more because I don't want to give it up,
Sure.
but it's really really good. I really liked it.
Okay. Well, I'll break it down by saying that like the first two episodes, it reminds me of. Did you ever see the movie? It's from Akira Kurosawa. It's called Rashomon.
No.
Okay, so when you watch a movie, this is where it's based on. This is like a little film history. When you watch a movie like Vantage Point or what's it called? Uh, where you get Usual Suspects. Right? You've seen that movie, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so when you tell a story, but you see the same event is told by different people from
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
perspectives, right?
Yeah. It's cool.
Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon was the first movie to do that. It's a 1950 movie.
Right.
So it's like one event, but it was told by three different people. So it's three different perspectives on what happened.
Right.
So it's a really cool technique. So the first episode, you're getting the perspective of Jessica's perspective,
Yeah.
and then the second episode, because you're trying to find out what happened to Trish.
Right.
And
Right.
in
Yeah.
the second episode, you follow Trish and where she's been going.
Yeah.
So I call it the Rashomon kind of thing, because you're looking at this. It's the same story, just looped from different perspective. So
Yeah. For sure.
I like that technique. Like I just love that whole style. And then the middle part reminds me of American Gods, the book, not the TV series. Have you ever read American Gods?
No, I started watching the TV series.
Mhm.
Just wasn't for me. Kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I read the book. I like the book. In the book, in the middle part, so that road trip reminded me of American Gods, when the character of Shadow, he's up in I don't know if it's the Catskill Mountains, like he's up in a rural area, and it starts off where he's like driving with his girl that he picks up, and then he ends up just staying in this like urban, like, rural area for a long time. So in terms of the book, it's like he's in this area for a big chunk of the book, for the middle
Yeah.
of the book. So this whole area where like the mystery of trying to figure out who Salinger is, Trish and Jessica go to, like, I won't say the backwater country of America, but like they're going to middle America,
Mhm.
and to uncover like where Sandra grew up and to find, like to find out his mystery. So that reminded me of American Gods. So that was just
Okay.
that from the book, not from the series or whatever. But
Okay.
overall, like this thing, how do I say this series reminded me of so many different things. Like it's have you seen the movie It's the Snowman with Michael Fassbender?
Bits and pieces of it.
Okay, that movie was horrible. Like the movie that was a bad movie. So
Mhm.
this reminds me of the opposite of this season. Like everything that Snowman should have been, like in terms of this trailer, because the trailer was amazing, but the movie was completely just like a bumbling mess. Like it was poorly
Okay.
executed. It made no sense
Mhm.
at parts. There were gaps of logic, all those things. But whereas with Jessica Jones, it built the tension. The villain was so smart. It made sense. Every action was plausible. It was such a great ratcheted tension. The characters, whether Eric and his issue, like his gifts, um, the problems with Jessica and Trish was going on. Like I think there was a lot of stuff that was going on that's just built and built. And then the mystery of Salinger, and he's a criminal that you couldn't really capture or catch
Mhm.
or arrested because he was so
Yeah.
smart. So that's what Snowman should have been, but it wasn't. So
Okay.
it was the opposite of that. So,
Yeah. Okay.
but I just really enjoyed it. So, what are any highlights for you? Were there anything that stood out of your mind that
Um, all of the fight scenes were awesome.
in Jessica Jones?
Trish actually, at one point, she was fighting
Hmm.
Salinger, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really well like screened.
Hmm.
Really well done. Not boring or anything. Um, Fight scenes, they were really good, and the end of it, I was really shocked at. I Should I say or should I not give it away?
Well, we don't want to talk about the ending, but like I know,
Right.
like
Okay.
the shock value. I mean, it even
Hmm.
affected Jerry Horgarth. Like she was afraid,
Yeah.
she was like petrified. So, and she's a person who doesn't likely afraid. So that's,
Right. Yeah.
um,
But
where
that was
this,
really good.
yeah, where this went was just was really really good. I mean, the
Yeah.
only other fight sequence I think was when they were like at the gym and she kind of like embarrassed him on the mat for as
Right.
a
Yeah.
wrestler. So,
Yeah.
so that was when we said fighting. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, okay, that was there. So, what do you think of Eric, like in his whole story?
Eric and his whole story, he was just kind of a little love interest,
Hmm.
which, it was okay and everything. I found him just to be another character, just in the story, a guy who didn't know what he wanted or and just wanted to be in Jessica's life and in Trisha's life too. I think they just put him in there just to have a love interest. I don't know. It was okay.
Yeah, I saw him as more of a kinship because that he has gifts like Jessica Jones, and I was kind of rooting for them to have a long relationship because I know like where there was with Oscar in season 2 or Luke Cage in season 1. I mean, she's not really good with having like a long lasting relationship, so it's kind of like
Right.
rooting for Eric and both of them to like go beyond that. So.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I wouldn't mind seeing a season 4 would be great.
I thought it wrapped really well. I thought
Yeah, it
how it
did.
began and is how it ends. The last scene is like how it ends.
Yeah.
Like how it began is how it ends. So which I knew that was something that Melissa Rosenberg, the creator, did because
Mm.
they knew ahead of time that the series was coming to an end. So they did the
Yeah.
last scene as part of a way to close it off. So that was done
Hmm.
purposely.
Yeah, I guess
Um,
for sure.
I thought it was like out of the three. I mean, besides Kilgrave, I really love this because this had elements of like so many like thrillers because of this killer. And then just some of the titles like I have no the name of the titles of the show like I have no spleen or this
Hmm.
like something about a burger, but like
Yeah.
it was just such like what they were doing. I just thought it was really really interesting, and I thought
Mm.
that I was more inclined to enjoy the journey of this. Like I really enjoyed the
Yeah.
journey from beginning to like I just love the story of what these guys what Jessica was going through
Right.
and Trish was going through when they teamed up, trying to get Salinger, when they're
Mhm.
at odds, trying to forgive each other, and then of course think how things just keep escalating near the end,
Yeah.
and then of course Trisha's mother,
Yeah.
and where that started off, and just basically the unwrap, like basically getting to the truth of Trish, that whole journey of like, because she was a child star,
Hmm.
and you think that Trisha's mother was like the one who pushed her, and then we start seeing a different side. It's like there's a different side, there's a different story to every. There's a different what's the expression? There's a different story to each side. Is that the right expression? No. What's the
What, like a story
like when you,
besides
like there's a different side to like you get one perspective, but there's also a different side to something to
different slant on it? I don't know. Different,
mhm.
a different path
A different story to different. Uh,
or a
well,
different
okay,
path?
well the audience will know what I'm talking about. Like I mean, like
Yeah, yeah,
there's two sides to a story, right?
sure.
So, because I think throughout the whole season we're thinking, that Trisha's mother was a very dominant and pushy person,
Yeah,
and then we're starting to see something else. They pulled back the lines a little bit to see what was going on in Trisha's mind, like what was really going on in her head.
right.
So from a psychological perspective, I thought this was really interesting because they like if you was watching the series again from the beginning and seeing the little breadcrumbs they're leaving for you of how Trisha's behavior is changing from
Yeah.
addiction to like hero worshiping, and then trying to, and then because of her addiction, losing her inhibitions, and then doing things in season 2 that was really negative, that had really
Yeah.
that had so and then coming to where we are here, where we are now, season 3, coming into her own,
Hmm.
for better or for worse. It's a really interesting journey that she does,
Yeah.
so I just thought everything, and even the bodies at the train yard,
Yeah.
that was just wow. It was like, I don't want to say what kind of movies it remind me of, but like there's like so many good stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Um, would you recommend this to anybody?
I would. I really liked it. I
Or
like
like,
the.
but like if you had to tell somebody, like who, like how would you pitch this to say, you know what, you should watch this movie because this is why it's so good.
Yeah. I like this movie because it's like a drama.
Hmm.
There's a lot of fighting. I had tears. I liked the drama in it. Talked about family, which is cool. You
Yeah,
know, yeah. I thought it was really well done. I would watch it again.
sounds good. Okay, well with that, I'm Ray. Oh, before I even close it off, Ray, Evie, how can they reach us?
You could reach us through email and on our website.
Right.
Yeah, those three will take you where you want to go, and there's you can look at even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that, on that note, then I'm Ray. Um, and we'll talk to you next week. Sorry.
I'm happy.
Okay. All
It's
right.